so glad I didn't click on the screen. Hi! Hi, hello. I'm doing things a little bit differently today. I actually have maybe you noticed it if you were on the here during the Be Right Back screen, but I have some hotkeys set up. I have some hotkeys because I can't really play this game and go back and forth. It's one of those games where you're like essentially locked in to the game screen and you can't leave it. And I'm only on a single monitor, so I can't just, go back and forth. I mean, I guess I could have used my laptop to work with the Twitch stuff, but it's a lot easier to do it this way. I have trouble with micromanaging stuff, so I prefer to do it all on one screen. But I did some hotkeys today to experiment, and I was just like, you know what? I'm probably not going to be. I don't really know how to plan this out. I'm just going to put them as all the bottom letters of my keyboard, and then I had to type a bunch of stuff up afterwards. So maybe you saw a whole bunch of things popping in and out, a whole bunch of things coming in and out. Sounds coming in and out. Not a lot of sounds, but still. Anyway, we're playing today Fresh Start. I thought it would be a good game because, it is New Year's, and what better way to get a fresh start in the new year than to literally play a game about getting a fresh start. Now, I've already played this a little bit. I'm playing through the controller because, well, I'd have to switch the hotkeys out, but I think you can play it also with the keyboard and mouse. But this is actually the second game I think that they've created. I'm actually playing a different game by the same people right now, and it's called No Place Like Home. And it's like a farm. It's like work. It's like you live in an apocalyptic setting where everything is just covered in trash, and you're cleaning it up, but you're also working at a farm. And I'm trying to replay that because I'm missing like 3 achievements because of the end game. Because it was a little bit glitchy, and those were the only 3 that I'm missing. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to play the game that came after it on stream. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to play this game. And I have this one. I'm just going to delete it. And we're just going to... We can pick all sorts of different little slots. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to pick the koala. The koala's cute. But we're going to learn the tutorial. But I think it's a good game to start the new year off. We need a fresh start. And we're going to start with a fresh start, right? Welcome to the tutorial. Here you can learn all the basics of the game. If you wish to skip it, go to menu and choose skip tutorial. So here we go. We can move around. You can use B to sprint. You can use LT to suck up the water. Honestly, the controls are very similar to the other game, but the No Place Like Home is very keyboard and mouse centered. You can play it with a controller, but it really doesn't tell you how. Does that make sense? Now this is a little bit different than No Place Like Home. You actually have to destroy it with water, and then you suck it up. And then you press this to interact with the stations. And there you go, we got a little bit of grass. Okay, that to pick up a plank. And then we get to repair a bridge. Hold RT to water objects to keep watering them until you transform them to their final stage and get coins. You have to wait until you see a shake. When the shaking stops, then you know you're done. Also, you get coins from them. So anything that looks like really old and decrepit and like rotting or dying, you can water. Now, I haven't played very far into this. Again, I just did this to test. There you go. And you can press up to restore the first stage of nature. So there we go. And I'm just going to let the little scene play out. It's not a big, long thing, but there you go. We got Y to open up our menu. Let me see. I can press the R button to hide it. Let's see. Clean sensor. Whenever you press down, surrounding interactable items light up so you can collect them easier. I think the inventory size. Now listen, I do have the screen smaller, so that might be why the thing's a little bit weird looking. But I also know there was a lot of graphical issues with the other game, No Place Like Home, so I can't guarantee you that. Close the skill tab by pressing B or Y again. Okay, got a little confused about me being in the keyboard or like controller again. Press X to interact with passages. Congratulations. Okay. Yeah, see, like even now, it's having some little bit of text issues, so it's not a perfect game. Nature is restored, and you can travel to the next location. Would you like to do so now? Yeah. Oh, so we're cleaning up everything, huh? Okay, so there's like specific points on the map. We're gonna help this poor little kitty. I'm assuming it's a kitty. So I know we played Twinklebee a little bit, but dear friend, we've been hit by a real catastrophe. The rail station is completely broken. We're drowning in the big mud. If you could help our environment and bring back the train, it would be just perfect. Let's stay positive. So, we got a little bit of a resource here. Some of these resources will drain over time, and others won't. But, anyway, like I was saying, I know I played a little bit of Twinklebee yesterday, and I guess that was technically my first game of the new year, but I kind of considered it more like a Christmas event still, because it was the Yuletide event I was playing, so I still kind of considered it a little bit more of the Christmas thing. I feel like this is more like my New Year's, like, hi, it's the start of the new year, that sort of thing. Honestly, let's be honest, I really didn't plan anything out last year regarding holidays and stuff like that, and I'm trying to do a little bit better this year. Like, I'm not going to be able to do everything proper, but let's see. It's not... Oh, I have to press X. Yes. X instead of A. That's just going to take me a little bit to just get used to. But I do hope you've had a good New Year's. I know it's the 5th, but I hope you've all had a good holiday season. I hope you had good New Year's. I hope the new year has been good to you. I know there's been some news lately that's probably been a bit weird and a bit wild, and probably a few personal things that's been going on for a lot of people, because I know some people kind of tend to go crazy on New Year's too, but there's been a lot of stuff going around. But I hope you're able to find some relaxation and stuff. But I know a lot of people make resolutions this kind of time of year, and I hope you're able to not necessarily complete them, but at least get a start on them. As somebody who's made a lot of resolutions and stuff like that, I know how difficult it is to stick to those resolutions, but I feel just like starting them is a really good step, because it really kind of just depends. It really depends on what kind of resolutions that you're making, but some of them take a very long time. And like I've learned to just like not. I don't make really big resolutions. Like my resolution this year is to attempt to like break out of my social anxiety a bit more, because I definitely have social anxiety. I know it's very easy for me to talk on here, on Twitch and stuff like that, because for the most part I'm just kind of talking to myself, and it's very easy to just talk to myself. But then I find myself, whenever somebody pops in, I find myself kind of breaking into the anxiety a little bit more. And I kind of want to break out of that. I kind of want to feel a little bit more natural when I'm chatting with people, and like I also still struggle with talking on social media. I've been like trying to force myself to like post more on like Twitter and stuff like that, and I need to go back on Tumblr, honestly. Like most of the time when I was on Tumblr, and I love that site, was just reblogging. And honestly, I'll probably always do a bunch of reblogs on Tumblr because it's one of my favorite sites. And there's a lot of fun stuff that happens on there, but I also just need to post stuff on there. But I'm trying to break out of that, and I feel like I've already had a pretty decent start, because I've I've actually been managing to post stuff that isn't just solely, hey, you should come check out my Twitch. So, like, I've done that for several days now. And I've talked to a couple of people on there. Not necessarily on their Twitter feed, but I have done that. And I'm also trying to plan out things for my channel, because I'm not like for a long time I was trying to figure out how I really wanted to plan out this channel and stuff like that. So I've been trying to figure out like goals and like how I wanted to like kind of wanted to monitor this channel, right? And so I've been trying to think of like follower goals and stuff like that, and I don't know a lot still, because I still don't see a lot of people coming in. But I do want to make goals that like kind of entice people to come and hang out. And also goals to like kind of encourage, kind of help me gauge on like, okay, I need to work more on this thing. I need to kind of motivate myself to do more of this on other things. That sort of thing. So, and then I've already got some like stuff already made. I'm finalizing my last little art project today with the artist I'm working with, so that'll be taken care of soon. And I'm getting a couple of new assets to show off. Probably the 13th. I want to say the 13th. It really kind of just depends on like weather. Like January. Like, listen, the weather's been weird. Like, just in general. Like, it was it was really, really sunny and warm. It was like almost 70 degrees at a certain point around Christmas time, and then it just dropped back down to like the 20s and like teens. And I don't know how the weather's going to be like tomorrow, let alone next week. So like if the weather's like super bad, I'm not going to be able to do anything. But my birthday is on the 14th, and I will be celebrating with my family. So I will be on stream, but I wanted to celebrate around that time period, and the 13th will be the earliest. If I do it any later than that, it'll be like the week after. So I kind of would prefer to do it before I leave instead of after. And I don't know which game I'm going to play. Oh, is it not? Okay, so I guess this is when the nature's like healed or something like that. Can I go into the waterfall? No, I can't. Okay. But yeah, listen, I feel like December has been like so stressful and exciting for me because I've been planning out so much stuff. But it also meant that I was like spending a ton of money. And so like I'm just like, okay, well I need to like I need to figure out like what sorts of stuff I need to like focus in on money wise, because like it wasn't even just like the art stuff. I only have like a couple of art assets. I like got like a Gnome Z3 not 3.0 like 0.1 1.0. I don't even know if I could call it a 1.0 model, because it's just like a slightly updated, because I worked with Kinby again to update it and alter some things, and I love it, but I'm also like kind of questioning some things. Not necessarily in the model itself, but more my lore. Does that make sense? Because I've been reworking a lot of lore, and I'm getting a couple of extra assets for Twitch. And I remember when I was working on all this stuff, I was just like, maybe I should be working on this too. What about this? And what about this? And what about next year when I'm doing? And I was just kind of like, no, I need to stop. I need to stop and just focus on these other things. And I was talking to like some buddies in real life. I was talking to some relatives and stuff about it, trying to get their advice. I mean, it was mostly my cousin, which my cousin's actually visiting today. So I might have to cut the stream off a little bit early. Not too early, about like 30 minutes. Because he's visiting, and it's going to be his first time visiting. And it's going to be the first time his sibling is going to be meeting the family. It's the first time his sibling's going to be meeting us. So, a little excited, a little nervous. Not gonna lie. But yeah, he's been the one that's been like really helpful and like helping me like deal with all the stress of this and helping me try to figure out a bunch of stuff. So I really appreciate it all. Oh, okay, so it's making me water the plant before I finish cleaning this up. Okay. Can I get the rest of that though? Maybe I have to. Are you gonna let me get the rest of that dirt? Okay. I couldn't really tell. Okay, I need more water. But yeah, honestly I feel. Am I going too fast? Sometimes I get a little excited and I start talking really fast. But I also like I wrote like a little script. I wrote a little script before this. And I'm kind of reading like not a really big script, but I was writing off ideas about like what to talk about. And I haven't read the full list, but I was talking about like New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. And now I'm just like, wait a minute. am I saying it all too loud, too fast? Like I just get like so excited to say something sometimes, and I just kind of rush through it. So I'm just taking a few minutes, but like I feel like this kind of happens with a lot of people at New Year's, just in general. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people at New Year's just kind of get like overexcited, and they're just like, I'm going to do all this stuff, I'm going to do all that stuff. And listen, I'm definitely one of those people too. I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people too. And it doesn't even have to be New Year's. You're starting a new project or something. You're just like, I'm going to do the best. I'm going to do all these things, and I'm going to become the best at it. And then like a couple of weeks later, you're just like, I don't want to do the thing anymore. I don't want to do the thing anymore. Or like you kind of like hit like a roadblock, and it's like you want to keep doing it, but you're like emotionally like burn out or something like that. You've done so much that you've tired yourself or something has like stopped you in your tracks, and you're just like, I don't know what to do anymore, and you're kind of panicking yourself and stuff like that. All sorts of things that you can do. It feels like there's something right there I can suck up, but I feel like that's part of the reasons why a lot of like New Year's resolutions die down, is because you get so hyped up about doing the new thing, and then the moment you burn out, you're just like, I guess it wasn't meant to be. But I can say, I think a few times it's also because we kind of get so excited that we make it a little bit too extreme. And I'm definitely, again, one of those people that have done that, like especially when I was younger. When I was younger, I definitely made some like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it in so many days, right? And it's impossible to do it in that many days. Like, I'm going to write a book in like a week, right? not possible. I mean it is kind of possible, but it depends on the size of the book, right? Or like you say you're going to write like a masterpiece, or like do something, and it's going to be like such a short time frame that you're basically setting yourself up for like ruin. I'm going to lose weight, and I'm going to do it all in a month. Anyway, you know, I feel like that's a big one too. But I feel like doing like lower, like setting the bar lower, especially when you're first starting out, is like better, because there's just it's a lot easier on you. So nowadays I just try to like set the bar low and then hope for higher. So for example, I said about the whole confidence thing was on stream, on Twitch, I mentioned that I wanted to boost up my confidence. I'm not expecting myself to be like perfect this year. I know I'm still going to have a lot of issues, and I mostly just want to boost it a little bit. I just want to see at least a little bit of improvement, and I don't think I specified like a certain goal. It was just more like, hey, I don't want to be quiet all the time on Twitter and on Twitch or X. Listen, it'll always be Twitter for me. I'm sorry. I don't care. I used it when it was Twitter, and it will always be Twitter for me. I'm old like that. Did I water all these flowers properly? I feel like I didn't. Hang on a second. I'm gonna get some more water and we're gonna find out. But hang on just a second. Sorry. Sorry about that. Our car's been in the shop again. And, we got an offer to, like, get a new vehicle, but, like, not brand new, but, like, we got an offer from one of the workers to, like, get one of their vehicles off for, like, about $1,000. And so, I think that was just him pulling up with the vehicle. And, I don't even know if it works. But we're going to see if it works, and if it does, then we're going to keep it. If not, we might just use the engine for our car. Listen, we've had so many issues with our car. Like, our car just, like, hates us. Like, every time we fix something with it, we've literally had this car in the shop, like, several months in a row. Like, every time we get it out of the shop, it works for, like, a little bit, and then it's like, nope, I'm not going to work anymore. So, like... I mean, I feel like at this point, we put so much money into it, we might as well just get a brand new car. So I'm really hoping this car works. But we'll see. Anyway, I kind of forgot what I was talking about. I think it was like, let's see, New Year's resolutions. Well, I mean, I know it's New Year's resolutions because I was talking about that. Woo! Okay, achievement time. Oh, I'm going to get all the achievements on here. I mean, this is a grindy game, so I feel like just naturally, by completing everything, I'm just gonna unlock it. I don't think it's as, like, grindy as, like, other games, but it's more because you have to do everything in order to, like, really clean out everything, you know?